soft goodbye. The moon bends low, her secrets spill. The night is quiet, the heart is still. But shadows hum, they start to sway. A quiet pool, the dawn's ballet. Oh, the petals fall, they drift, they sigh. Time weaves its thread, a lullaby, a dance of strings, a cry, a climb. Whispered petals, they shatter time.
A river bends where dreams collide. It swallows stars, it tears the tide.
The cello mourns, the violin pleads, a symphony of fractured seas. The drum beats low, the rhythm cracks, the strings ascend, they never lack. The heart bursts wide, the notes collide. We drown in sound we cannot hide.
The moon drinks silver from the lake, a trembling hand, a heart to break. The stars, they whisper tales of old, each word a thread of woven gold.
Oh, whispers, eternal whispers, in the dark where the soul shivers. A song of love, a cry of pain.
Echoes linger,
alas, that spring should vanish with the rose, that youth, sweet-scented manuscript should close. The nightingale that in the branches sang, ah, whence and whither flown again, who knows? Once bred, the ideal of that morn is shorn. So it's that the ablution second born is to rinse one's stain with wine and not mourn, since ne'er can be restored what's worn. So torn. In the morning thou graced me with the glow, and I the peace of the heavenly flow. Then afternoon scorns heat, then darkness falls. What of thy nature in me changed to full? From birth we can look forward to being host to woe, and then to giving up the ghost. Happy are they who quickly burn to toast, and blessed are they who ne'er came to the road.
thy feet should tread, but to tavern's door. And ere thy hollowed skull become a bowl, grasp thy glass, lest it drop unto the floor.
Thou hast dropped my jug, now broken, O Lord, and it rains its wine into the greensward. My bliss shattered from your bung stumbling. O Lord, drink you drunk too much from the gourd.
Creation smoke burns evermore thy meat, e'en for one cinders into deeper heat. Ah, shun what bane you may of the kitchen, take no stock in trade, all sweet profits eat.
The winter dawn gleams as white as the snow, color blinding us, seek the ruby's glow, and bring two logs, making of one a lute, and the other into the fireplace throw.
Now the earth is very old, but each spring it turns young again when nature reinvents it.
Constructing a temple of floor outside.
In desert, field, wetland, woodland, and wayside.
Oh, sorrow, drink wine from that well etern. Though it burn its vintage, your ills will turn. As aqua vita it clears young and old. What wiser prescription is there to learn?
I flips, trips, dips, and slips, coming to grips. For antidote I prescribe in my clips.
Bring the ruby grape and the silk stringed lute.
Music to my ears and wine to my lips.
Now my lovers but in memory remain, and of old friends I have only your name.
So I reach out to my faithful compeer.
The wine cup air within my reach to drain.
Of all that I own, just my cup remains. Yet I'm free of earth's soiling toil the rains.
The airs of hearty breath and hellfire enkindled here through fifth element gains.
Moons have eternal life in heaven's glade, an ethereal floral wonderland of everlasting recollections. Oh, but that mortal life would never fade.
Oh, my desire, bring thy cup and let's go. O'er lawns to play where crystal waters flow. Malicious heaven, these lovely kisses 100 times as pots and cups will show.
Soft refrain. In bloom, its petals frail, each sigh it breathes a fleeting tale. The cello hums, the violin weeps in melody. The silence keeps, time spins, a wheel of fire and frost. Every turn like a heartbeat, steady, slow, carving paths where rivers flow.
Oh, whisper, eternal whisper, in the dark where the soul shivers, a song of love, a cry of pain, echoes linger, soft
Let strings ascend, a final plea.
Would but the desert of the fountain yield one glimpse, if dimly yet indeed revealed, toward which the fainting traveler might spring, as springs the trampled herbage of the field.
loss is painful when leaves fall, but we cope. As always, new attachments form with hope. For the seasonal cycle mirrors all. Life is a generous kaleidoscope.
Oh, if the world were but to recreate, that we might catch ere close the book of fate, and make the writer on a fairer leaf inscribe our names or quite obliterate.
Youth and beauty made under winter morn. For summer's grain, the waving wheat and corn. For old autumn withered, one had passed on, leaving the earth a widow weather-worn.
to where no one knows, sequestered far beneath the winter snows. Yet a voice through the centuries echoes, as still the summer blossoms with the rose.
When the sun burns out and soon after,
When the earth grows cold from that disaster,
when galaxies die and rotate no more,
then what remains is our love thereafter.
Once again I have lived through winter's chills to see another spring of daffodils.
eager surprises in my veins and thrills as the sun pours life into my tendrils.
And there beneath the rose tree old Khayyam writes his verse looking younger than I am.
And lives the proof of his philosophy, the writing of which is but secondary.
All the roseate hearts are cleansed by dew, and lucky are we if spring finds us new.
And every blossom on the bush blows far when these wonders the new morning bears truth.
Fog can't stop the brightness that it may veil, though it sink and swell through every veil.
For the beams doth flow as rays of sunshine to burn the mist, so warmth on all prevail.
All possibilities must exist, because non-existence cannot be so.
Existence is inevitable. What does exist?
Whatever is possible to exist does exist. Possibility is what's fundamental, for all that can be must first be possible. This potential for all is the default, since a not can't be nor even be meant. The necessity
Of no one and no none makes for no absolute, which means
that time, space, matter, and motion have no intrinsic indivisible qualities.
Oh, if the world were but to recreate, better to seize the pen ourselves and write upon time's parchment with our own delight, than trust to scribes who never felt our pain, nor knew which verses we would most recite. The master's hand moves ever east to west, each dawn a page where none may make request. And though we cry to edit chapters past, the ink's already dry upon their breast. Some say the text was written long ago, before time's river first began to flow. But who can read tomorrow's verses clear, or know which way the final plot shall go? Perhaps the book holds many paths to choose, some pages gilt with gain, some dark with lose, and we, poor readers, turning page by page, must write our own tales as we win or lose. So let us be bold editors tonight, and strike out lines of grief and black despite. Though fate may hold the copyright above, we'll draft new chapters while we have the light.
There is a realm of happenings, not things, for things don't remain the same on time's wings. What remains through time are processes, relations between different systems. The solid world dissolves beneath time's gaze, as atoms dance their quantum-shifting ways. What seems so fixed is but a moment's pause, an endless flow through change's shifting maze. That mountain standing proud against the sky, a slow upheaval still continuing by. No static thing, but process caught in time. A verb of stone that seems a noun to I. Your body too that seems so firmly yours is but a pattern passing through time's doors. Each cell replaced, each atom slipping past, while form alone its seeming self restores. The river that you step in's never same, though bearing still its one unchanging name. Not water fixed, but pattern flowing on, as process keeps its shape but shifts its frame. What we call things are but the meeting place where different systems cross in time and space. The dance between them is what truly lasts, while substance slips away without a trace. A tree is not a thing but living flow of soil to leaf, of root to branches glow. A conversation between the earth and sky, where sunlight turns to shadow far below. Your thoughts themselves are not fixed things that stay, but rivers running through the mind's display. Each moment births the next in endless stream, as consciousness flows on its changing way. Even love itself's no static state of heart, but dynamic dance where souls take partners' part. A verb of joining, never fixed noun, as two lives weave together, never part. The universe entires a vast array of processes that merge and split each day. No things exist save in our human speech. Reality's a dance that won't stay, so grasp not at the shadows of fixed forms, nor seek for substance in time's changing storms. The truth lies in relationships that flow as systems meet and part in endless swarms.
Better, oh better, cancel from the scroll of universe one luckless human soul, then drop.
Master Kian, you have not slept. The stars will be there tomorrow.
And the day after. They are constant, unlike the fevers we pretend to cure. There is no cure for life, Faraz. We only delay the inevitable shadow.
The timeless formless contains every path, a library of all books.
Enough of this stargazing. The Vizier demands your presence now. Get up!
The Vizier seeks useful men, not dreamers.
But one of these avenues became ours.
'It's just dust now. Forget it!
Thousand whispers thread the sky.
Master, we should leave. This place is not blessed.
Ever back through the ages went I, dating rocks and old fossils, by and by.
This stone, it speaks a history God never wrote. We must bury it.
They are talking in the market. Whispers of a blasphemous find.
A prison of perfect lines. Will you ever join the living?
This is life. It is order, structure.
It's ink and silence. The market has more life, more truth.
The market is chaos. Truth is here. Unchanging.
Fresh spices, the best turmeric in Nishapur. Get your saffron here.
Finest silks, straight from the caravan.
Your worldly noise is blasphemy. It distracts from God.
Have mercy, please. It hurts.
Heretical joy is a poison. Your silence is your consent to God's law.
He used fear. He calls a song poison, laughter a sin. This is not the city I know.
So, we just let fear rule us? How do we find our voice again?
For your poem, Papa. To make it less sad.
My poem was not sad. It was merely empty.
Once I fished in the living stream. I thought I understood its currents, its depths, its life. Once I fished in the living stream. I thought I understood its currents, its depths, its life. I was a fool. It evaporated in a moment.
Better, oh better, cancel from the scroll of universe one luckless human soul, then drop by drop enlarge the flood that rolls, hoarser with anguish
as the ages roll.
Life is a fatal disease caught at birth, a plague upon those who reside on earth, a terminal illness for which death's the cure. Life being something that is not for sure.
Death is the ultimate evaluator, the director of all evolutionary progress. Death selects the wise from the silly. Death chooses the useful from the useless.
In that black and endless eternal deep, nature's fertile soil grows us from sleep.
Sees us bud, flower, leaf, thrive and die, then lays us back to rest, our souls to keep.
The timeless, formless contains every path, though as useless as a library of all books, for its sum of information is zero. But one of these possible avenues became ours.
In succession, does the large give way and rule to the ever smaller, the tiny, the minuscule, and unto the negligibly insufficient. Oh, of not really much of anything there at all. Oh, that which is the near imperishable,
Its flame of beauty still inextinguishable,
deathless, ne'er created, ungenerated,
forever celebrated
as immutable, ever back through the ages went I, dating rocks and old fossils by and by, and found this tablet stone, the covenant of the one and only engraved commandments.
The commandments of evolution are unmistakably engraved in stone for everyone to see. There are no ifs, ands, or buts in these pages, for we can't even date these rocks of ages.
It's the long yardstick that sticks in the throat for what seemed like forever and more. Our sleepless spirits waited to catch the light. Life and delight from heaven's smile. The stodgy elevation of doctrine over ethics will no longer carry the day, and there will be less emphasis on believing with more on belonging. All will become more democratic with much singing.
The Bible will be seen to be of but human construction, a result of human instinct, frailty, fear, and no wisdom. Us all actively speaking to another with laughter will come to replace the passive readings from Scripture.
Oh, all on God, flesh time. A poem in stone like Sodom and Gomorrah. Once I fished in the living stream and fought a few, but then myself was hooked and caught by that fisherman up above, but freed when he threw back the little one distraught. The higher modes of being that await the future, chemically enhanced, will make today's primitive mind states seem as a child's tin flute to a symphony. Death selects the wise from the silly.
Time is death's measuring instrument, testing each adaptation's true extent. Some forms flourish while others fade. Each extinction leaves its permanent dent.
Death shapes the tree of life with patient hands, pruning branches by natural commands. The fittest survive to seed tomorrow, the rest return to seas and ancient lands. Not cruel, not kind, death simply sorts through nature's endless failed reports, feeling some away in fossil beds, while others build new living courts.
In blood and bone and DNA, death's signatures mark every way that life has found to carry on through countless forms of decay.
The graveyards hold our teachers' dust. Each lesson learned, each change robust, emerges from death's testing ground, where only truth earns lasting trust. Death selects the wise from the silly. Time is death's measuring instrument, testing each adaptation's true extent. Some forms flourish while others fade. Each extinction leaves its permanent dent.
Death shapes the tree of life with patient hands, pruning branches by natural commands. The fittest survive to see tomorrow, the rest return to seas and ancient lands.
Not cruel, not kind, death simply sorts through nature's endless failed reports, filing some away in fossil beds, while others build new living courts. In blood and bone and DNA, death's signatures mark every way that life has found to carry on through countless forms.
teacher's dust. Each lesson learned, each change robust, emerges from death's testing ground, where only truth earns lasting trust.
When the universe ends, sparse photons left, the last black holes will whisper to the void, their hawking radiation's fading song, a requiem for galaxies long dead, for stars that danced and planets that once bloomed. Yet in that darkness sleeps infinite seed, the quantum foam of possibility, where virtual particles embrace and part, like thoughts within the cosmic mind unborn. The vacuum teems with spectral symmetries, mathematics ghosts that never sleep, platonic forms in timeless hibernation, awaiting their next chance to manifest. In this great pause between the cosmic acts, the stage is empty but the script remains, written in the grammar of pure space, in laws that transcend any single world. Perhaps some deeper rhythm pulses here, in realms where time itself dissolves to now, where every ending holds beginning's heart, and death is just geometry in flux. The constants and the forces hibernate, like winter seeds beneath dimensional frost, until conditions ripen once again for space and time to blossom into form. See how the void begins to ripple now, with fluctuations in the quantum deep, as virtual becomes the actual, and possibility ignites to mass. The eternal math starts singing once again, its abstractions clothing themselves in fire, as from the ashes of our universe, another cosmos learns to read its lines.
The asphodel sustains the Disc-dwellers where they rest beyond that fatal river. There the wretched shades drink forgetfulness, and to oblivion sink without distress. Karen was withered, wan, and skeletal, although eternally grateful for his immortal life, and steady job of ferrying the dead across the river Styx, in their transition from life to death, to forgetfulness. Fireweed grows from hell's sulphurous embers, as does purple loosestrife, dead men's fingers, but wildflower air revives the dead, and then those happy souls can thrive on Earth again. As Earth was the only planet he'd come across with such promising higher life forms, Karen had grown rather fond of its inhabitants, even though he only saw but the worst of them. But even from that he could extrapolate to the qualities of the best. Karen did his job well, professionally, although it was ever so dreary, with the endless darkness of wasted lives and the grim and gloomy skies all around. The land always had that same gray and leaden feel. He ferried on, though, for his own life was precious to him. The soon-to-be really dead never said much, for what was there to tell after an empty life that had often turned to deep regret? Karen did not prompt them for information, for this was not the thing to do at the time of their passing, so he was always most courteous and kind to them, even to the most evil of the darkest, doing his task as well as he could. It was not that Karen was afraid that his undersized master of the underworld, Pluto, might be watching, but that he had the extreme clarity to duly serve the task at hand, a testament to his character. Karen had been quite alarmed lately. What with the numbers of the hellish souls to be climbing into the millions in such a short time, But he had been through this kind of rush before, with the doomed and damned of other planets that had been consumed by their suns or had undergone other such catastrophes. He just used larger boats and patiently took his time, for he had all of eternity. Of course, Karen could and did feel deep sadness, but he didn't show it outwardly, even when the numbers from Earth increased 1,000-fold again. In 2026, the predicted exponential surge of melting ice from global warming had quickly inundated all of the coastal cities, many of them large centers of population and commerce. Everyone who could possibly make it had to retreat inland, creating the largest mass exodus in history. As the heat rose to unbearable levels, many had begun living in their basements as the Earth's infrastructure began its eventual collapse. Millions eventually headed north towards Canada and Siberia, but had to retreat when the ice caps totally melted and formed the Great Ocean of the North. Most of them did not make it. No one but the ignored physicist-mathematicians had predicted that the end could come into sight so quickly. Then came the dreaded polar shift that made global warming seem but a small note compared to this new and darker symphony. The Earth was thrashed with storms, the likes of which it had never seen. Electricity went out completely all over the world, but for a few nuclear-powered areas that didn't last. No one could drive very far, even on their last tank of gas, for the roads had melted, along with the tires of the vehicles, and if the vehicles stopped, they'd find themselves mired in the meltdown of the asphalt. Food would no longer grow very well, even in once lush gardens, in the amounts that were needed, and as the heat rose further into the 140s, plant growth ceased altogether, although a new but rare and expensive form of food pill extended life for some of the rich for a short while. Karen had, of course, seen much of this kind of thing before, from the many other solar systems and galaxies on which life had formed. Earthlings seemed to have a special charm and hope, above and beyond the other alien races. So he rowed and ferried, and deposited them on the far shore, his job and life forever continuing in a place with no color, no joy, and no future, on the shore of the land on the edge of oblivion. Karen had depths of compassion, but many passengers might have thought him stoic, although they were mostly beyond this capability. A sign on the opposite shore said, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here." Billions more arrived in the gray land all too soon, and Karen learned that either madness or desperation on Earth had caused a nuclear winter all over the planet, bringing on a deep freeze that few could escape. Perhaps they were trying to combat the ultimate heat, which would have been but a cool breeze in hell. The polar shift had greatly added to the deep freeze. A few of Karen's still speaking but chilled customers even expressed a longing for the legendary warmth of Hades. Karen, stalwart and reliable, rode on steadily, ever steeling himself to the misery. Finally, the masses slowed and dwindled to a few dribs and drabs over a few years, and then there was no one for several years. A lone man appeared on the shore near the ferry dock, and Karen readily approached the man, something he had never done before. They had a long and hearty talk, for the man was animated, and not at all like any of the other wretched souls.
How is it that you are full of life and seem to be a good man, but have been sent here?
I am not a bad person in any way. Actually, I just spent some time in heaven. I found out there that my sweetheart was sent here to you, for she was a suicide, and so was destined here. However, I had promised to be with her forever, so I chose this place over heaven out of my love for her.
Extraordinary. I knew the Earth had a few good men and women. I've not seen very many clues of that elsewhere in the universe. Did you colonize space? Will your species continue and flourish after your Earth bids farewell?
I'm afraid not. for too many needless wars intervened, and this greatly delayed our space program.
A shame. But is there any hope left on Earth? I mean, are there any others still about?
I am the last.
The first tear of Karen's long life rolled down his cheek. Nothing had ever made him cry before. Nothing had ever made him weep.
The higher modes of being that await the future chemically enhanced will make today's primitive mind state seem as a child's tin flute to a symphony. As ancient apes once gazed at fire's gleam, so we now peer at consciousness's dream, while newer chains of molecules unfold to birth awareness broader than we deem. The neural paths we tread grow ever new, as silver threads of science weave through the flesh that bound our ancestors in night, now shooting stars across a broader blue. Tomorrow's dawn may find us strange indeed, when memory blooms like some enchanted seed, and thoughts leap swift as lightning through our minds, while old constraints fall useless as a reed. What Mozart might we hear with altered ears? What colors paint the edge of future years? When consciousness expands past nature's bounds, will joy transcend the barrier of tears? Yet in this race toward minds of crystal light, let wisdom guide our steps through changing night, lest in our haste to leave the human frame we lose the core that made our species bright. For all our dreams of transcendental bliss, of minds expanded past mind's precipice, remember still the beauty of our flaws, the simple joy in lover's gentle kiss. So let us drink the wine of future days, that change may lift us to the highest peak, yet human hearts beat true in countless ways. The symphony ahead may shake the stars, as consciousness breaks through its prison bars, but save one note for what we used to be. The tin flute's song still echoes from afar.
The stars are a poem written by God.
And you are the man who thinks he can edit it.
Ah, love, could thou and I with fate conspire thee and remould it nearer to the heart's desire? Come, let me show you what we can change.
Predictable. Orderly. A universe that keeps its word. The heavens are wrong. All of them.
Mercury and Venus now within the sun, for the crimson giant is on its way. How do we build a life when the universe is dying? Supermassive darkling beasts devour all. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
And then remold it nearer to the heart's desire.
The galaxy yet turns under our feet, and yet unworded dreams haunt the soul.
The azimuth is shifting, but the parallax is wrong. It cannot be .04. By the spheres...
Master Master Kavi?
The city is mad. They say it is a demon's eye.
Not a demon. Something far worse, something honest. It grows. By my figures,
It will not stop growing, ever.
that is not a star.
It is a funeral pyre.
For the world.
We cannot save this world, Master. So how do we build the next one?
These calculations must be precise. The alignment shifts faster than we predicted. Mark this quadrant here.
The last of the silkworms. The Vizier's men took the looms.
Hell's Master pours the fires all around. We are running out of time.
Soldiers! They found the entrance! They are breaking through the outer gates!
Get everyone inside. Take this, the final calculations. For the new dawn.
Your unworded dream.
Heretic! You defy God's judgment. Your false prophet Chayyim is burning.
You see an end. I see a page. Waiting for a new verse to be written. Some parts they'll take aboard the final ark. Then rebuild the earth closer to their desire.
Another new one, Master?
Not new. Just dying more slowly. They are only reflections of the past, fading into nothingness. But they give such beautiful light.
Your calculations are dust, Omar. Meaningless games against God's mystery.
He dedicated his life to numbers, yet understands nothing of the soul. His work is meaningless vanity, a distraction from the true path.
It is not an omen. It is just a traveler passing through.
Oh, look! A pretty shooting star.
Take this down.
Only the eternal basis remains,
As potential.
for all possible books, to author another universe's story. Pour the wine, Yusuf. The dawn is here. We should not waste it.
The night is quiet, the heart is still.
Rubaiyat era in Persia in 1100 AD. Ah, love, could thou and I with fate conspire to grasp this sorry scheme of things entire? Would not we shatter it to bits, and then remold it nearer to the heart's desire?
Love, could thou and I with fate conspire to grasp this sorry scheme of things entire? Would not we shatter it to bits and then remold it nearer to the heart's desire?
Beyond the pale, after the last perfect day, the Earth's atmosphere incinerates away, Mercury and Venus now within the Sun. for the Crimson Giant is on its way.
Beyond the pale of the last perfect day, the Earth's atmosphere incinerates away. Mercury and Venus now within the sun, for the Crimson Giant is on its way.
Hellholes hurl infernal light-year jets of fear. In Centaurus cross the galactic sphere. Supermassive darkling beasts devour all. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
The horrid light burns all the stars away. The galaxy yet turns under our feet. And yet, unworded dreams haunt the soul, while Hell's master pours the fires all around.
The horrid light burns all the stars away. The galaxy, it turns under our feet. And yet, unwanted dreams haunt the soul, while Hell's master pours the fires all around.
Some parts they'll take aboard the final ark. On that penultimate day that all goes dark, as the red giant envelops Terra with fire, then rebuild the earth closer to their desire.
Some parts they'll take aboard the final ark, on that penultimate day that all goes dark, as the red giant envelops Terra with fire, then rebuild the earth closer to their desire.
Obliterated by a war nuclear, the Earth explodes and blazes solar.
I had a dream last night which granted that I was living on another planet. I was out walking at night with my child now, examining the lights of the night sky, explaining the names of the stars, when suddenly the earth blew up quite a far. Oh, it thoroughly exploded in blazes solar, perhaps even nuclear. Then said to me clear, look, look, oh look, Montpera, look at the pretty shooting star. Such is the relative importance and worth of the earth in the scheme of the globes that burst.
When the universe ends, sparse photons left. All splendor, life, and objects will have gone, the way that all temporaries must go. To oblivion, O grand complexities.
Only the eternal basis remains as potential for all possible books in Everything's Babel repository to author another universe's story.
Only the eternal basis remains as potential for all possible books in Everything's Babel repository to author another universe's story.
black holes will whisper to the void, their hawking radiation's fading song, a requiem for galaxies long dead, for stars that danced and planets that once bloomed. Yet in that darkness sleeps infinite seed, the quantum foam of possibility, where virtual particles embrace and part, like thoughts within the cosmic mind unborn. The vacuum teems with spectral symmetries, mathematics ghosts that never sleep, platonic forms in timeless hibernation, awaiting their next chance to manifest. In this great pause between the cosmic acts, the stage is empty but the script remains, written in the grammar of pure space, in laws that transcend any single world. Perhaps some deeper rhythm pulses here, in realms where time itself dissolves to now, where every ending holds beginning's heart, and death is just geometry in flux. The constants and the forces hibernate, like winter seeds beneath dimensional frost, until conditions ripen once again, for space and time to blossom into form. See how the void begins to ripple now, with fluctuations in the quantum deep, as virtual becomes the actual, and possibility ignites to mass. The eternal math starts singing once again, its abstractions clothing themselves in fire, as from the ashes of our universe, another cosmos learns to read its lines.
The moon of heaven is rising.
It searches for us.
And one night, it will search in vain.
This time.
A gift from the General.
The ruby signifies the alliance. A great honor for our house.
The Sultan has blessed the union. Your future is secure.
But shadows hum, they start to sway.
Done. A betrothal. A general I have never met.
Cover.
Kaveh? The moon is beautiful tonight.
The inclination is off by a degree.
Come to the garden. Just for a moment.
This work cannot wait, Layla. Tomorrow is uncertain. There must be something. A text? A poultice?
I have done all I can. Her fate is now in God's hands.
All this knowledge for what? How do I save her? One bright wine, fair moon.
Ah, moon of my delight, who knowest no wane. The moon of heaven is rising once again. How oft hereafter rising shall she look?
this same garden after me in vain.
Since none for the morrow thy warrant will be, give thy sorrowful soul for the present to glean.
Drink wine in the moonlight, O moon, for the moon will shine yet full often, nor find thee and me.
Since no one can assure thee of the morrow,
Rejoice thy heart today and banish sorrow.
with moon bright wine, fair moon for heaven's moon, we'll look for us in vain on many a morrow.
The moonlight severs the dark robe of night. On such a moment you no more may light. So drink, rejoice, and think that one by one, full many a moon on earth's face will shine bright.
A love story of the earth and moon.
I am thy moon, thy constant satellite, thy crystal paramour of day and night. Above and below and within thy sight, I whirl round you, my earth, in love's delight. In a gravitic dance I whirl and twirl, attracted to you, earth, liveliest world. Around you as a necklace I'm a swirl. Wear me as thy crystalline gem impearled. Wherever thou orbits round Apollo, I must twirl and whirl, hurry and follow. Dust I gather, meteors I swallow, ranging far and wide through space not hollow. Thy romantic beam, as Cupid's arrow, pierces my heart and kills my sorrow, injecting life and love for tomorrow. Henceforth I'll shine with this life I borrow. Around you I whirl, a necklace of pearl, trailing after images of my world, adorning you, thy bosom bountiful, with crystalline gems of another world.
O moon, thy earth would wobble like a top, with your steadying influence not, in turns quick of searing and freezing ruins, unto dying soon without you, O moon. As twin planets, our orbits must convolve. Into each our tidal motions dissolve. Around a common center we revolve, the focus from which our passions evolve. As twin planets, each other's way we pave, with the push-pulse of the graviton wave. We're captured, but not as each other's slave, for to the sun our orbits are concave.
To your lines of flux my path I align. I'm your constant paramour, crystalline. Your world pours life on mine, dearest earth, I must be thine, must be thine. A gravitic beam emanates from thee, attracting me, holding me, kissing me. Tidal love washes freely over me, linking you and me for eternity. Basking warmly in your reflected light, I'm bright, oh so radiant in your sight. In the love and light of your spirit bright, I need not ever face the endless night. Your earth vibrations travel without a sound, circling from all directions to surround me, the moon. This affection touches me round and closely binds me to you. I'm love-bound.
We're as different as midnight and noon, yet drawn close by the force of earth and moon. As lovers we merge in a sweet eclipse, when world meets world as a kiss on our lips.
Oh, as your shadow of love covers me, I am full, so full in the shade of thee. When we overlap, that union is us. The you is in me, the me is in thee.
As earth and moon we bathe in radiance, cleansing our hearts in love's grand alliance. Around and around each other we dance, entranced by the whirl of our dalliance.
Oh, as your shadow of love covers me, I am full, so full in the shade of thee. When we overlap, that union is us. The you is in me, the me is in thee.
My blood runs warm with the sun's heat at noon. My spirit is swept by the swelling moon. Space surrounds us, the tides flow through us. Global rhythms are always playing our tune.
a silver gloom, a dance you've done since boom and bloom. Under the stars you softly swoon. She pulls your tides with gentle grace, reflects your light in darkened space. In cosmic waltz you both embrace, an endless night you two will chase. Round and round you spin so true, a love that's ancient, always new. All earth you know she loves you too, in skies of black and shades of blue. In shadow play when sun's away, whisper secrets in moonlit bay. You make
the moon challenged night and gained the light, as the rose suffered a thorn, gained the fragrance of life, surrender to live forever, enlightened more than 1,000 suns. I am thy moon, thy constant satellite, crystal paramour of day and night. Above and below, within thy sight, I whirl around you in loving delight. In a netted dance, I whirl and twirl, attracted to you, oh loveliest world. Around you as a necklace I must whirl. Wear me as thy crystalline gem impale. Wherever thou orbits around Apollo, I must whirl and whirl, hurry and follow. Dust I gather, meteors I swallow, ranging far and wide through space not hollow. Thy romantic beam as Cupid's arrow pierces my heart and kills my sorrow, injecting life and love for tomorrow. Henceforth I'll shine with this life I borrow. Crystalline gems of another world.
Oh, won't thy earth will wobble like a top if your steadying influence not in turns quick of searing and freezing ruins unto dying soon. Without you, O moon, rest twin planets, our orbits must convolve. Into each our tidal motions dissolve. Around a common center we revolve, the focus from which our passions evolve. As twin planets, each other's way we pave. With the push pulse of the graviton wave, we're captured but not as each other's slave. For to the sun our orbits are concave.
My path I align, I'm your constant paramour crystalline. Your wall pours light for mine, on mine, dearest earth, I must be thine, must be thine, must be thine, must be thine, must be thine.
I'm
as midnight and noon, yet drawn close by the force of earth and moon. As lovers we merge in a sweet eclipse, when world meets world as a kiss on our lips.
Watch your shadow of love covers me. I am full, so full in the shade of fear. When we overlap, that union is us. The you is in me, the me is in thee.
We bathe in radiance, cleansing our hearts in love's grand alliance. Around and around each other we dance, entranced by the whirl of our dalliance. My blood runs warm with the sun's heat at noon. My spirit is swept by the swelling moon. Space surrounds us, the tides flow through us. Global rhythms are always playing our tune. As moon and earth we bathe in radiance, cleansing our hearts in love's grand alliance. Around and around each other we dance, entranced by the whirl of our dalliance. My blood runs warm with the sun's heat at noon. My spirit swept by the swelling moon. Space surrounds us, the tides flow through us. Global rhythms are always play our tune. The one move, darkness drains my life away. Sickness consumes my spirit, my mental is heavy lead. Life's last glow is upon me, my eyes are craters gone dim. Death's same form seeks me out. He covers me with his cloak. Come away with me, he says, as he cools my burning brow. I offer you quiet peace. A sudden strength comes to me in my waning crescent waves. In night's cold shadow I say, unhold my soul, Reaper. I shall fully shine once more.
As the moon, challenge night and gain the light. As the rose, suffer the thorn, gain the fragrance of life. Surrender to live forever, enlightened more than 1,000 suns.
I am thy moon, thy constant satellite, thy crystal paramour of day and night. Above and below, and within thy sight, I whirl around you in loving delight. In a magnetic dance, I whirl and twirl, attracted to you, O liveliest world. Around you as a necklace I must whirl, wear me as thy crystalline gem impearled. Wherever thou orbits round Apollo, I must twirl and whirl, hurry and follow, dust I gather, meteors I swallow, ranging far and wide through space not hollow. Thy romantic beam, as Cupid's arrow, pierces my heart and kills my sorrow, injecting life and love for tomorrow. Henceforth, I'll shine with this life I borrow. Around you I whirl, a necklace of pearl, trailing after images of my world, adorning you, thy bosom bountiful, with crystalline gems of another world.
O moon, thy earth would wobble like a top with your steadying influence, not in turns quick of searing and freezing ruins, unto dying soon, without you, O moon. twin planets, our orbits must convolve, into each our tidal motions dissolve. Around a common center we revolve, the focus from which our passions evolve. As twin planets, each other's way we pave, with the push-pulse of the graviton wave. We're captured, but not as each other's slave, for to the sun our orbits are concave.
To your lines of flux my path I align, I'm your constant paramour, crystalline, your world pours life on mine. Dearest earth, I must be thine, must be thine. A magnetic beam emanates from thee, attracting me, holding me, kissing me. Tidal love washes freely over me, linking you and me for eternity. Basking warmly in your reflective light, I'm bright, oh so radiant in your sight. In the love and light of your spirit bright, I need not ever face the endless night.
Your vibrations travel without a sound, circling from all directions to surround. This affection touches me round and closely binds me to you. I'm love bound. We're as different as midnight and noon, yet drawn close by the force of earth and moon. As lovers we merge in a sweet eclipse, when world meets world as a kiss on our lips.
Oh, as your shadow of love covers me I am full, so full in the shade of thee. When we overlap, that union is us, the you is in me, the me is in thee.
As moon and earth, we bathe in radiance, cleansing our hearts in love's grand alliance. Around and around each other we dance, entranced by the whirl of our dalliance. my blood runs warm with the sun's heat at noon. My spirit is swept by the swelling moon. Space surrounds us. The tides flow through us. Global rhythms are always playing our tune.
The moon's first declaration. I am thy moon, thy faithful satellite, thy crystal paramour through day and night.
Above, below, within thy constant sight, I trace love's orbit with endless delight.
Through vacuum vast and void profound, my heart to thine by gravity is bound.
In magnetic dance I whirl around till space itself seems holy ground.
Craters mark love's ancient start. Dust trail stretched, my flags unfurled, adorning the most precious world with borrowed light in darkness swirled. In cosmic ballet, precise and true, I paint silver paths across the blue.
250,000 universe first responds. O faithful moon, without thy steady grace, my axis would wild circles madly trace. My seasons crash through chaos undefined, till life could find no permanent embrace. Our destinies in cosmic dance convolve, through billion years of orbits long resolved. Around our common center still we turn, while deeper still our love has evolved. Each graviton that passes tween our spheres carries messages through countless years of how we've danced since time began, when planets young shed molten tears. In perfect partnership we sail through space, each keeping other in their proper place. Not master slave, but equal partners we, in celestial minuet contemplation. Though different as the day from night, as darkness deep from morning light, when shadow dance brings sweet eclipse, two worlds unite in pure delight. My atmosphere embraces solar flame, while thy bare face stakes bolder claim to space's cold infinity. Yet still our dance remains the same. The asteroids that marks thy face left beauty time cannot erase. Each crater tells a story old of how you guard my living
The moon's promise, when thy sweet shadow falls on me in eclipse's totality, I feel complete within thy shade, two bodies, one reality. Through solar wind and cosmic ray, through eons long and far away, I'll guard thy dreams, protect thy sleep, and light thy children's nighttime way. From thy passes to my dead place, our gravitational love remains, as constant as the stars above, as endless as our orbital refrains.
Earth's vow. Together let us trace our ancient path, protected from the solar furnace wrath, while sharing light and shadow both, as cosmic time spins aftermath. My oceans swell to meet thy call. My core responds when shadows fall, in endless dance of push and pull that moves us both great and small.
Final duet.
Forever shall we dance as one, twin planets circling round the sun.
Through light and dark, through space and time, till all our cosmic days are done. For in this vast celestial sea,
No truer love could ever be
than that between a world of life and her eternal moon so free. So let us whirl forevermore as partners on this cosmic shore, while stars look down on Earth and moon, and time counts out our ancient
More wine, Master. The present is thirsty.
The present is all we have to quench.
Your words live forever, Master. Yesterday keeps them safe for you.
Yesterday is a ghost. A lovely one, but a ghost.
And tomorrow, what does she see?
The only certainty is this moment we share under the sun.
The moon is a poet, my love, not a mathematician. Let it be imprecise tonight.
Master, the fever. It was too fast.
The physicians were summoned. Their remedies were applied.
Khayyam, look at this decay. The work must continue.
The court asks for you. The calendar is unfinished. The stars do not wait for grief.
Ah, fill the cup. What boots it to repeat? How time is slipping underneath our feet.
One-hundredth of a degree, Master. Just as you predicted.
as they shatter time.
Master! They left a message. The stars cannot save a heretic.
This is a time for caution, Omar. Not for vengeance. These men are vipers.
Your work has become a provocation. The observatory's funding is withdrawn. Go home. Be silent. Be grateful.
The shears of fate cut the tent ropes, and the broker of hope sold me for nothing.
No, that cannot be right. The parallax is shifting again.
Where did I misplace the variable?
The calculation is wrong again. The star, it deviates.
The star does not deviate, child. Your calculation does. Look here.
Of course.
The precession. I forgot the precession.
The universe is a clock. It does not forget. We do. I am sorry, Master Khayyam. There is nothing more to be done. There is nothing more to do. We have tried every compound. Master Khayyam, science has no answer for this. If all this is for nothing, then how am I to live?
Slightly here, slightly there, but after gone, leaves the cold vacuum of what once was known.
A river bends where dreams collide.
The sullen month will die. A young moon requite us.
Still chasing the old moon, my love?
It is fainting from the sky, meager, bent, and wan.
Let it go. A new one will come. A moon for festivals. For us.
You are my moon, of my heart's delight.
The heavens have their order, a perfect, cold dance, every star in its place.
His time is short. The sand runs out. Prepare him. Master, your commentary on Euclid. I will read it. To give you strength.
Air is all I have left. Take me, and bring wine, the good Shiraz.
Master, you are pale. Let me fetch the physician.
No. The physician has left. My final day has begun.
Jabir, my son, the light of this world is fading for me.
Master, do not say this.
The path of reason is long, but the path to him is short. A single step of surrender.
Master, is the wine to forget?
No.
It is to remember. The impossible dream we'd of our fate was to outwit life's expiration date.
Master!
To turn down an empty glass? To cheer? How can I?
Because you must live on. We live on. In the lives we have touched. That is how we become deathless. Promise me you understand.
Be of good cheer, the sullen month will die, and a young moon requite us by and by.
Look how the old one meager bent and wan with age and fast is fainting from the sky.
Be happy, for the moon of thy festival will come. The means of mirth will all be propitious.
This moon has become lean, bent-figured and thin. Thou may say that it will sink under this trouble.
O thou beloved moon of my heart's delight, I'll bear forth with new rhymes from the night. To unlock with philosophic logic the secret of existence and man's plight.
Summer passed away in his sleep last night. Autumn sweet and plump carries his offspring.
The year dies in the night, ghostly winter looms. Yet spring's flower is already in the seed.
Life is a flower whose leaf is summer green, whose spring was purple passioned eglantine.
Although fall's second spring may intervene, the frost at last is the winter's seed. Of life's end, separate by just a breath.
We see tombstones overgrown, underswept,
names unknown, and to all the message said. Read me, it says in words engraved beyond the brink. You who live up above of life, go drink. And you underneath, now lying so dead, rest in peace, relax, it's later than you think. Dying in the shadow of the minaret, Old Khayyam faces death without regret.
the bird of time lands, evening winds murmur.
Omar, save us, the glow of his last sunset. put down avid sinners, Isharat, and leave the Shifa open to the section on unity and multiplicity.
I draw out my golden toothpick and mark the Shifa section with it at the one and the many, and close up the book.
I make my last injunctions, and I shall neither eat nor drink during the rest of my final day.
I perform the last evening prayer and bow to the ground to say,
Oh God, verily I have known Thee to the extent of my power. Forgive me therefore.
verily my knowledge of Thee is my recommendation to Thee, and so saying I shall soon die.
The angel of light finds Omar to bless and says, Khayyam, I must soon repossess your clay, so let us drink to your success.
He drinks and smiles, then meets life's last caress.
As Omar reclines on the grass near death, the dark angel arrives, and to him saith, drink one last deep draught from life's precious cup.
Omar smiles and sips, then breathes his last breath.
Whither has flown the spirit from the dead, but rests here as the soul in all I've said. As all that's left of my earthly remains is this book of quatrains that you've just read.
The weakness will grow. Rest is all I can offer.
For how long? There must be something.
The stars you watch are eternal, Master Omar. Your time among them is now counted.
I had 1,000 rhymes for fleeting joy, but for this fine.
Not all poems are pleasant, some speak of death.
Of life's end, separate by just a breath.
We see tombstones overgrown under sweat.
Names unknown, and to all the message say, read me, it says in words engraved beyond the brink. You who live up above of life, go drink. And you, underneath now lying so dead, rest in peace, relax, it's later than you think.
Be of good cheer. The sullen month will die, and a young moon requite us by and by. Look how the old one meager, bent and wan with age and fast, is fainting from the sky. Watch how she thins, this crescent growing spare, her silver body wasting in night's air, yet in her very fading lies the seed of future fullness waiting to declare. Each night she shrinks, retreating step by step, while darker grows the heaven's starlit depth. But in this death dwells promise of return, nature's covenant she's sworn to keep. The stars grow bolder as she dims her light, claiming more territory in the night. Yet soon their reign must yield to her return, when newborn splendor claims its sovereign right. So let her fade. Each shadow that she casts brings closer still the time when, fading past, her fresh young face will grace the evening sky and fill our hearts with light that's made to last. Mark how she teaches patience in her way, this slow withdrawal, night by numbered night. For those who read her message in the dark know every ending holds new birth in sway. Not all poems are pleasant. Some speak of death, of life's end, separate by just a breath. We see tombstones overgrown, underswept. Read me, it says in words engraved beyond the brink. You who live up above, of life go drink, and you underneath now lying so dead. Each weathered stone tells tales of those below, their stories faded like last winter's snow. The lichened letters spell out what remains when all our busy strivings cease to flow. These marble pages open to the sky hold wisdom deeper than our reasons why. To those above who walk with living tread, the stones cry out from kingdoms of the dead. Seize every moment while your heart still beats, for time flows swifter than these words are read. And to the silent ones who rest beneath, their struggles done, surrendered every wreath. Your race is run, your worried thoughts can cease, no more to chase time's ever-waning sheath. The ivy creeps across forgotten names, while moss erases dates' remembered claims. Yet still these stones speak truth both up and down. To quick and dead their message stays the same. Above, the urgent call to taste life's wine before our names join those beneath to shine. Time's double edge cuts both above, below, for living souls too swift its waters flow. These stone-carved words bridge worlds of now and then, speaking to living and to dead again. Life is but breath, they tell those still above. Death is but rest, to those beyond our ken. So walk among these teachers carved in stone, each telling tales of lives now past and flown.
The moving finger writes, and having writ, moves on.
I must soon repossess your clay.
It is time, old friend. Let us savor the final vintage.
A toast, then, to a life fully tasted. Turn round to life, love, the last drop is always sweetest. Whither has flown the spirit from the dead, but rests here as the soul in all I've said. As all that's left of my earthly remains is this book of quatrains you've just read.
Hayam, who stitched the tents of science, has fallen in grief's furnace and been suddenly burned. The shears of fate have cut the tent ropes of his life, and the broker of hope has sold him for nothing. Fate, the chase is threaded Khayyam's life long. So Omar stitched his tents a reasoning strong. Cloth were spinning his essence along. Atropos then sheared his rope for a song. The bird of time is off and witherflown, and rides on breezes wherever blown. Lightly here, slightly there, but after gone, leaves the cold vacuum of what once was known.
Fate Lachesis threaded Khayyam's life long, so Omar stitched his tent's reasoning strong, Clotho ere spinning his essence along. Atropos then sheared his rope for a song. See how the sisters three their work displayed, Clotho at her wheel, raw substance made, spinning out the fiber of his days from star stuff and the light of wisdom's grade. Lachesis with careful measure drew his thread through time, deciding what was true. Each moment measured perfect for his verse, as mathematics met wine's midnight dew. The tent maker took their thread with skill, and wove his wisdom on life's canvas still. Each stitch a verse that pierced eternal truth, each seam a thought that time could not fulfill. What fabric fine the fates chose for his share, philosophy to match his mathomed air, astronomy to guide his stitching true, and poetry to make the meaning fair. Between each thread of fate he found his space to question all the mysteries of grace. His needle pierced the veil of common thought to find what truths lay hidden in that place. Lachesis measured cosmic time with care, while Omar measured verses just as fair. Together they created patterns pure that showed how brief our moment's glories are. His tent rose up to shelter questing minds, its walls adorned with wisdom's grand designs. Each panel showed another face of truth, as stars showed through the fabric's measured lines. Till finally Atropos raised her shears to cut the thread spun through his numbered years, yet could not cut the wisdom he had sown into the cloth of time with ruby tears. For though the sisters three their work complete, his tent still stands where seeking spirits meet. Its shelter offers truth to wandering souls. Its patterns show how bitter turns to sweet. The fates may weave and cut as is their way, but Omar's tent still stands intact today. Its geometry of doubt and wonder holds, while lesser structures crumble to decay. So let us thank the sisters for their art in spinning out a life so wise and smart. Though Atropos may claim her final due, the tent of truth she cannot cut apart.
You took from death all that life could borrow.
Welcome. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
It is a beautiful evening, isn't it?
And in thy joyous errand reach the spot where I made one.
The bird of time is off, and whither flown? But after gone, leaves the cold vacuum of what once was known.
This is not wisdom. It is poison. Doubt disguised as poetry.
It celebrates wine, idleness, and heresy. The man is in his grave.
His words will follow him into dust.
They want to bury you twice. How do I make you live again?
Mournful rose petals kiss his grave. Hence he arose. Now Omar lives again, in the heart of his friend. I turn the cup. Wine drops to thirsty lips descend. Can old Khayyam rise anew, like spring grass ascend?
They shatter time.
For you know not whence you came, nor why. Drink! For you know not why you go, nor where. Drink!
Drink deep, for tomorrow we may die. The finest wine in all of Naishapur. Come and get your fill.
What, scholar? Does my poetry displease you? A little joy for the living.
That is not joy.
It is.
A mockery.
Cheer up, scholar. The old poet is dead. His words are just wind now.
Your master's words are catchy, yes, but wine is better. I sell more with his verses than he ever did.
They are forgetting you. Or worse, they are remaking you.
How can I make them see you as I did? How can Omar truly live again?
And when thyself with shining foot shall pass among the guest stars scattered on the grass, and in thy joyous errand reach the spot where I made one turn down an empty glass.
Then unto love's moonlight tryst arm in arm, after taking delight in each other's charm, raise thy glasses once more in blessing, and cheer the one who lived and died without alarm.
The impossible dream lead of our fate was to outwit life's expiration date, to be deathless and somehow carry on. We'll live anon in the lives we've touched mate. Sad yesterday, today and tomorrow, they all come led by their tears and sorrow to mourn old Khayyam. Hail, cheer and farewell. You took from death all that life could borrow.
Fleeting time vanishes ere the winged prize that flies in its perpetual sunrise, with the breath of eternity on its lips. The bird of time is all that never dies.
The bird of time is off and whither flown, and rides on breezes wherever blown. Lightly here, slightly there, but after gone, leaves the cold vacuum of what once was known.
I turn the cup, wine drops to thirsty lips descend. Can old Khayyam rise anew like spring grass ascend? Mournful rose petals kiss his grave, hence he arose. Now Omar lives again in the heart of his
In Naishapur, Persia rose gardens sing, then shed their blossoms at the end of spring. Likewise old Khayyam's earthly splendor flew, yet his bird of time still thrives on the wing.
Perhaps one day, after this universe sings, new stars will shine and radiate their flings to repaint the colors of our ashes. We then born anew of time's phoenix wings.
The spirit calls, steam risen from the rain, a missing so sweet that it's almost pain. The future's heavy, swelling with promise of the season when love can breathe again. Here we wait for your light to shine again, through all the blessings from good Jinn.
Sad yesterday, today and tomorrow, they all come led by their tears and sorrow to mourn old Khayyam. Hail, cheer and farewell. You took from death all that life could borrow. Yesterday brings her book of memories, today her cup of present mysteries, while tomorrow holds her empty hands up. All three learned well his philosophies.
You taught us, sighs the ghost of yesterday, that gone is gone, no use to make it stay. Better to drink the moment while it lives than chase dead hours that have slipped away.
You showed me how to make each hour my own, to seize the now before it turns to was, and make this moment's garden fully grown.
You freed me from false prophecy, showed how my promised treasures turn to dust. The only truth is what we truly see.
The rose that blooms beside his resting place speaks more of life than tomb's engraved face. The wine cup passed among the morning three holds more than grapes' fermented mystery. Each hour that passes drops its tribute here. A bird's sweet song, a dewdrop's crystal tear the shadow of a cloud across the grass. All fleeting gifts that Omar held so dear. The mathematician who measured spheres found deeper truth in wine cup's souvenirs. That all our calculations end in dust, while present joy alone conquers our fears. So let these 3 times mourn him as they will. His wisdom lives in every moment still. To seize today while yesterday fades fast, and let tomorrow make its own free will. The universe spins on its ancient way, as stars and planets mark their cosmic sway. Yet Omar's truth shines clearer than them all. Live now, for now is all we have today.
Sad yesterday, today and tomorrow. Time's daughters, 3 in solemn procession, pass by his grave in mournful profession, each bearing gifts he taught them to share.
Wine's wisdom, rose's brief possession. Yesterday brings her book of memories. Today her cup of present mysteries, while tomorrow holds her empty hands up. All 3 learned well his philosophies.
You taught us sighs the ghost of yesterday,
that gone is gone, no use to make it stay.
better to drink the moment while it leaves than chase dead hours that have slipped away.
Today kneels down beside the sage's stone.
You showed me how to make each hour my own,
To seize the now before it turns to was, and make this moment's garden fully grown.
and tomorrow, youngest of the 3,
Whispers you freed me from false prophecy.
showed how my promised treasures turn to dust. The only truth is what we truly see.
The rose that blooms beside his resting place
Speaks more of life than tombs engraved face.
its petals scatter wisdom on the wind.
Beauty and truth share but a moment's grace. The wine cup passed among the morning 3,
Holds more than grapes fermented mystery. It teaches how to catch time's precious drops,
eternity's vast sea. Each hour that passes drops its tribute here. A bird's sweet song, a dewdrop's crystal tear.
The shadow of a cloud across the grass.
All fleeting gifts that Omar held so dear. The mathematician who measured spheres found deeper truth in wine cup souvenirs.
That all our calculations end in dust,
While present joy alone conquers our
fears. So let these 3 times mourn him as they will.
His wisdom lives in every moment still.
To seize today while yesterday fades fast.
And let tomorrow make its own free will.
The universe spins on its ancient way.
As stars and planets mark their cosmic sway.
Yet Omar's truth shines clearer than them all.
Live now, for now is all we have today. Shadows fall, they drift, they sigh. Time weaves its thread alone.
He is with God now, Kian. There is work to be done. He taught me about destiny, how its promised treasures turned to dust, how I was a prisoner of prophecy. But how do we do it now? How do we live without him?
You showed me how to make each hour my own, to seize the now before it turns to was, to make this moment's garden fully grown.
You freed me from false prophecy, showed how my promised treasures turned to dust.
The only truth is what we truly see.
Beauty and truth share but a moment's grace.
Once again, I have lived through winter's chills to see another spring of daffodils. Eager sap rises in my veins and thrills as the sun pours life into my tendrils. Like trees that slumber through the frozen night, my spirit wakes to touch the growing light. Each cell remembers ancient rhythms true, as winter's dormant dreams take verdant flight. The same force lifting flowers toward the sun now stirs my blood to currents merged as one. No difference between my quickened pulse and spring's green tide that sets the sap to run. My fingers spread like leaves to catch the ray that coaxes sleeping buds to greet the day. My roots, though city-bound in human shoes, still feel Earth's call to join the spring's display. This body, winter stiff, grows supple now, as warming breezes touch each waking bough. The same sweet urgency that greens the grass smooths age's frost from every limb somehow. Mark how the daffodils, so lately dead, thrust golden trumpets from their earthen bed, while in my heart joy's yellow blooms unfold, as winter's gray thoughts flee my flowering head. Each spring reminds us we are nature still, despite our walls and ways of human will. The same wild force that breaks the seed's dark shell cracks winter's ice around our spirit's rill. My bones like branches creak, then grow more light, as spring's warm magic melts the winter's spite. Each year this miracle returns anew, both gardens' growth and human hearts' delight. The border blurs between flesh and flowering things, when April's resurrection anthem rings. We're all Earth's children reaching towards the light, as life's tide rises on its annual wings. For what are we but nature's knowing part? The universe grown conscious, grown to art. Yet still we share the daffodil's wild joy, when spring's sweet season sets the sap to start. Joy and exuberance are spring's largesse. Sunlight, warmth and growth are summer's bequest. Autumn brings wealth with its mellow harvest. Winter's fruit is peace, its bounty is rest. See how each season brings its special grace, as earth wheels onward through eternal space. Each quarter of the year bestows its gifts, as nature's dance moves at its measured pace. Spring scatters treasures with a lavish hand. The crocus jewels that stud the wakening land. The silver songs of birds return from far, and green flames spreading at the wind's command. Her wild exuberance knows no restraint, as buds burst forth with joy that needs no paint. Each morning brings another response to spring's sweet wild constraint. Then summer stretches golden arms out wide, as warmth and plenty spread on every side. The long days overflow with growth's delight, while solar blessing bathes the countryside. Swells beneath her touch, as fruits and flowers ripen overmuch. Each leaf spreads wide to drink the living light, while verdant shadows offer cool, sweet clutch.